Hello, everyone. Yes, that's my angry face. Angry at that's my no, that's not my angry face because I really have a very ugly angry face. When I'm angry at government is different, but that's my angry at my husband's face. Face. I'm like, why now? So let me give you context. I normally don't share personal stories on my YouTube channel or anything, but I think this is so after the whole experience, I felt it's critical and it can be a teachable moment for some other people. Uh, and for me, in my relationship with my husband, in my life, even before I got married, even before I met my husband, I used to look at the kind of relationship of people around me and see, and I always knew I want this, I don't want that. What are the things I will not want in my relationship? What are the things that I need to work on? And even up to today, I do it. And even when I see like people are having problems or crisis in their relationship, for me it's always a teaching moment. It's okay, this is what to mitigate against and all of that. So I hope this can be like a teaching moment for someone somewhere out there that might need something. So let me start first of all. By the way, can you just please subscribe? We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Like, share, and subscribe. Yes, that's how to say it. And please, this video, please, even if you pick it up, go use it to another. Just let's ensure that it gets to a lot of people, and hopefully it's useful to people. So in when it comes to I travel quite a bit. So I do both local and international travel. So when I'm doing my international travels, my husband also always takes me to the airport. If it's BA that that has those crazy early in the morning flight where you have to leave your house like around 4 whatever, or oh no, it's even when you are coming because it arrives like 5 or stuff like that. It's all crazy. Some is in the night, and all of that. My husband takes me to the airport, he picks me back when I go for my international travels. Local travels, like that one, his driver takes me to the airport and stuff. And like that, sometimes he does, but most times the driver does that. So I'm always used to the fact that I'm going to see my husband is going to escort me in there. To the extent, I think it was like 2 years ago, there was actually is it an immigration officer or something like that? We sit down, then we chit chat, we will hug, he will go. Sometimes I'm like running back to go and hug you and come. And then one day he was like, madam, your husband is always escorting you to the airport. That was even the first time. There are certain things that you take them so much for granted that you really don't even you don't even not necessarily that you don't appreciate them, you don't even realize that they actually happen. It was like, oh, your husband always brings you to the airport. I was like, that was when I was like, oh, okay, yes, it's true. He always brings me to the airport. He's the one that brings me to the airport when I'm doing my international travels, and also when I'm coming back. So the reason why I'm doing this today, I came back. I've been to Georgia, in not Georgia the state, Georgia the country. There's Georgia in the United States of America. There's also Georgia the country in Europe. So I was in Tbilisi. I hope I got that right. And then Stinandali, another town there. So we finished. I came back today. My flight was coming back, was supposed to get to Nigeria. Arrival time was 10 minutes after 7 a.m. And so when we got in, I was actually waiting. I didn't so I hadn't called, and I realized my husband hadn't called me, which is quite usually strange because normally as the plane is landing, as I'm putting on my phone, I'm hearing click, 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 cling, cling, all those things. And so I now went on WhatsApp and I checked my WhatsApp. So I saw a message from my husband, and that's the message I want to read out, and want I want us all to learn from this thing. So it says, "Welcome back, sweetie. Sorry I couldn't come myself to pick you up because I wasn't able to rest last night due to heat and there wasn't light. I've asked Haliru to pick you as I did not inform TJ." So Haliru is my brother, our last one. TJ is his driver. He said, as I was hoping I would come myself. So he, of course, I don't know, he wasn't going to just call the driver and say, yeah, go and pick me up and stuff like that, because he had hoped he would be able to come. I have to try to catch some sleep to be able to attend my colleague's wedding later this morning. Love you. And so that's the message. So I just want to see this message, you understand, in the fact that relationship, I always say to people, marriage is about what can you do for each other. Marriage is about having each other's back, doing, respecting each other, being there for each other. My husband is my husband. He's the head of the house, no doubt about it. So when I see people carrying shoulder and the head, oh, I can do this, I can do that, it doesn't take anybody anyway. Beyond that, my husband is 12 years older than me. So no be say we are age mate. He's 12 years older than me, yet he's very respectful. The first time I realized something about, the way a message about respect had come from was when during COVID-19, I think that was supposed to be 2020, was supposed to be our 22nd wedding anniversary, and we had planned to go to Zanzibar for like our wedding anniversary. Everything had been done in 2019, and then boom, 2020 COVID came. And so we're supposed to do that thing in April 17th. April was when we were supposed to travel to Zanzibar. And then that whole COVID. So there was a message my husband sent to me. I honestly didn't even see anything. I didn't even, just the message was just the message to me, right? I'm trying to find that message right now. Let me go and look for where I can see that message. So as my husband sent the message to me, so I forwarded it to the travel agent, that was doing the whole plan, because I used travel agent. I wanted to just have a very good experience. So yes, I've seen the message. So this message was on the 29th of February 2020 that I sent the message. And so the message says, "Sweetie, with this coronavirus ravaging the world, don't you think we should postpone our planned trip to Zanzibar to a more safer time? I think it's something we should consider, as some countries like Iran even have to cancel Friday prayer, something as important as that." So I sent her the message. I said, "Above from my hobby, I don't know whether to cry or rage. I've been looking forward to this trip like maybe I've been thinking along the same line. I'm hoping the virus will blow off by April." And I said, "What do you advise?" So she said, "Oh gosh, wow, this would be both costly for you, and I'm not sure if it will be needful, since we may have made much progress by then. I think we should wait till, okay, then we continue." And then there was something, this is what she said, and I want us to take from. She said, "By the way, I just picked up something very important from that text. Your husband laid out his point and asked a question. He didn't give you a command, but you are taking it seriously because he has raised his thoughts. Abeg, when una dey do marriage class?" And when she sent this, because this is, for me, this is something I take for granted. This is the way we communicate, myself and my husband. There's no, "Oh, I'm the boss," and there's absolute and utter respect for each other. And there's this competition. We have to put a smile on each other's faces. So for me, I'm happiest when my husband is happy. And for my husband too, he's happiest when I'm happy. So we're always like trying to make each other happy. And I always say to people, for me, that's what I think it's when they say, what's that maybe key to that happy marriage you're looking for. For me, that's one of the things I'll say, because you're thinking about how to put a smile on your partner's face, rather than thinking of, oh, how are you going to make your partner angry and stuff like that. So it was when she said it for the first time, like, and okay. I thought this is how we have a conversation. This is how our conversation, I'm trying to now, screenshot this, because I think I will just add this to this video also. This is how our conversation, always goes. There's that mutual respect for one another. Then the other thing also that I just wanted to add is the fact that, so when my husband, so yesterday, I left Tbilisi yesterday around afternoon. I was on my way to the airport when my husband sent me a message. I had asked him what does he want me to buy for him. He was like, okay, he will talk to me and everything. Then he now sent a message. He called me. I said, have I seen my WhatsApp? I said, no. He said there's this granola he wanted me to buy for him. I was like, oh my goodness. And even I did a walk because I did my work yesterday afternoon in Tbilisi, and I was like, oh, and I was passing so many supermarkets, I could have just entered and buy one, but I was now on our way to the airport. You know, it was not like, okay, no problem. Then if I could see it duty free at the airport, like definitely not granola. I know I can get chocolates and all of that at the airport, but usually granola they don't sell those at the airport. So today, when okay, my brother came, so I now said to him, okay, let's go around Abuja and go and get this particular granola. That's okay. Now I'm doing advert for people that didn't pay me money for advert. So for this particular granola for them, so I actually went around, I couldn't find it. So then later, I think my husband had, he called, we're like, where are you guys? You're not here home. I said, like, yes, I'm inside town, I'm trying to get the granola that I couldn't buy for you. They was like, oh no, he had gotten some, I should come back home, you know. He's missing me, of course. And so I came back home. But you see what I'm just trying to say, you see, at both end, it's both of us trying to do something for the other. Because I couldn't get that, I really wanted to go and look for granola. I will, even though I was tired, you know, I had 8 hours flight coming in all night, you know, in the plane. Now you really can't sleep in the plane. And of course, it's not business class, it's economy. So I didn't have a place to sleep and all of that. And the chair was so uncomfortable. My waist was actually paining me. As I grow older, my arthritis have really been affecting me more and more, and so sometimes even sitting on the plane is always such a big problem. And so I was tired, but I wanted to go and look for this thing for my husband because that's what my husband wants, and that's what I knew is going to put a smile on him. Even though I couldn't get this granola he wanted, but he still put a smile on his face, the fact that I went out looking for it instead of coming home directly to him. So that was what I wanted to share. It's not much. I'm not saying that, oh, I have a perfect marriage or whatever, but I can tell you that I have a very happy marriage, and I have someone who loves me unconditionally, and I love him unconditionally, and I'm never afraid to tell him how much I love him, and he's never afraid to tell me how much he loves me. I'm vulnerable with him, I'm safe with him, he's vulnerable with me, he's safe with me, and there's this competition that for us is to put a smile on the other person's face. And if you see us, you know, goofy, we're like, we just fell in love yesterday and it's going on. So I just think marriage, for me, marriage is such a beautiful thing if you have the right person that you're married to. And it's something that I see a lot of people who struggle, a lot of relationship these days, marriage these days, people are almost looking at it as if marriage is this kind of fight or something. No, it isn't. It actually can be beautiful, but then everybody has to work towards it, and it's not something that you put 50-50. No, you have to put 100% into the relationship. It's not, and it's not that, oh, it's the woman's job to make a home. That thing I lie. It is everybody, both of them coming together. That's how you are able to make a home. I hope this, in one way or the other, you've learned something from this. I learned also. It happened in my marriage, and I'm still learning. And it's something that, you know, as I go on also, those are the things I'm more intentional about, in just trying to be there for each other, love each other, and be thoughtful with each other, and also don't take each other for granted, respect each other. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget, share, like, and subscribe.